Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for coming and joining us today. My name is Joni Ogg, and on behalf of the travel professional community and travelprofessionalnews.com, I want to welcome all of you to today's webinar, and I thank you so much for taking the time today to be here with us. We have amazing hosts today, and that is cruise planners, and they're joining us, and they are two travel industry leaders who we have our speakers as our speakers today, and we're really so honored to have them here. First, we have Michelle Fee, who is the CEO and founder of Cruise Planners. She has a passion for travel, no question, and Michelle founded Cruise Planners nearly 30 years ago. She's a trailblazer and reimagined the travel world with a home-based travel franchise in order to give others the gift of business ownership through unstoppable, innovative technology and creative marketing. She's committed to making sure Cruise Planners will survive this nasty pandemic and is leading in that direction. And then, of course, we have with us as well Scott Koepf. He's the Senior Vice President of Strategic Planning at Cruise Planners. We all like to refer to Scott as the singing salesman or sales coach. I'm not sure if he's going to sing today. That would be awesome, Scott. Scott is a globetrotter and with a passion for entertainment and entertaining. He's actually a trained opera singer and a former football player, and he uses his natural motivational training style to inspire and impact sales growth for cruise planners travel advisors. He's a travel agent advocate, and he loves helping each cruise planners franchisee achieve their goals. And Scott really can sing, just sharing, guys. So today's webinar topic is Jumanji, Only the Strong Survive. So I'm excited about this. I want to see what these guys are going to bring to the table here. Please remember, all of you, that you are muted, but we welcome your questions. And you can just put those questions in at any time in the question area that you see on the right-hand panel of your screen. Now, when the presentation is over, we're going to take as many questions as we can. So I'm going to take the time now to welcome our speakers and turn the microphone over to my good friends and colleagues, Michelle and Scott, so they can get going.
Well, Joni, thank you so much. What a great introduction. We love you so much, and we are just really happy to be here and share some ideas and get started with Jumanji. And that's right, it's a welcome to the jungle. And as it says there, only the strong survive. And wow, it has been quite the game of survival, I think, that we've all been going through here in the last year. But we think that we've got some things to chat about today that are going to help you even be stronger and to help you not just survive, but thrive into the future. Did want to let everyone know that we actually have a $50 gift card, that we are going to be giving away at the end of the session today. So you want to stick around and play the whole game of Jumanji with us as we go through it here, and we'll be drawing a $50 card from those of you that can answer a really simple question at the end. So with that, as Joni said, I am joined by the founder of Cruise Planners, and exciting to have Michelle here with me. And we both, again, started as travel agents. We've been travel agents, we've owned agencies, and we are just excited about not only helping all travel agents, but specifically talking about all of the advantage of being part of the Cruise Planner system. So Michelle, welcome.
Thanks, Scott, and I will not sing. I will be assured of that. I'm not going to follow in your footsteps by singing, Scott, I promise. But, you guys, we've seen so many changes, but, over the years in business, but none compared to the challenges that we're going through today. And so, Scott, I thought it would be fun if we took these advisors on a Jumanji adventure. And if any of you are familiar with the Jumanji movies, you would know that it's a game about leaving your world behind and being trapped in another world. And Scott, I know we've all felt like this over the past year, right? That we actually feel like we're trapped in this other world. Like if you told us this, 2 years ago, nobody would have believed you. And so I really mean this virus has changed our lives. And at some point, I think that we were thrown into this other world. And we say that a day is 24 hours long, but I don't know. I feel like they're longer, and I feel like we've been in this new world, in this crazy world for what, like 5 years, Scott?
I don't know. I think it's more like 50 or more like the movie Groundhog Day. I mean, it just kept coming over and over. You pound your head against the wall. Just crazy.
It's crazy. But seriously, now that it's, you know, we're past 2020, thankfully, and the vaccine is being distributed, and we all see that, and the numbers are starting to go in the right direction. And, you know, we've even seen cruise lines that are going to start sailing. I'll bet not out of a US port, but they are going to start sailing. There seems like there is brighter days ahead. And we wanted to give you some keys to help you unlock success, whether it's later in 2021 or in 2022. But we know at the end of the day, only the strong are going to survive. And in order to survive, you have to ask yourself a few tough questions, because you're going to need to know how to pull out all the stops to get that business back on track. So Scott, let's tell these advisors how they can play the game of Jumanji and see how their host companies compare.
Well, like all great games, we actually have a scorecard, and we're going to recommend that if you can, on your camera, go ahead and use that QR code that you see on your screen right now, or you can go and log into game.cruiseplanners.com. In either case, it's going to pull up a little scorecard, or basically, as Michelle said, answers to the questions, and we're going to kind of submit those questions to you and talk about some of the things that are available from cruise planners, and you can kind of play along a little bit and see if your current situation, your current host is providing the same resources, the same tools that we're going to be talking about today. So again, just use the QR code or go right to game.cruiseplanners.com. And of course, you can do this after the webinar too, but if you can play along with us, it might be fun and give you an idea of how we compare. So again, have fun with this, and we hope we give you some great keys to winning the game.
Right, so make sure you have 2 devices, otherwise log in after we're done with the presentation. So we're going to show you how to climb this mountain and reach that green jewel on top. And that green jewel represents success. And in order to reach the top of the mountain, you're going to need to have a strong support system behind you. So if you're affiliated with a host, in my opinion, this list would be the absolute minimum that I would expect from my host, and that's some type of technology, some marketing, support. You know, of course, you want to make sure they're top sellers with top commissions with all major players, you know, some type of special events and online training. And of course, most of you should be included, all of this should be included at no additional cost to you.
Yeah, you know, Michelle, it's interesting. Of course, if you were to see almost every ad out there from a host agency or, you know, any other entity, they all talk about this. But what we really tell you is that we, of course, have all of these, but we have very unique aspects and resources that we think are really best of class for each of these. So again, we're going to highly recommend that you join us now. And really, let's take a look at how we're going to expand on each of these areas.
Right, and if not, if you don't have at least these basics, then now's the smart time to reevaluate who your host is. So Scott, what gets us to that jewel? Take it away.
Well, let's talk Jumanji here a little bit. If you've ever watched that movie, you know that each of these characters they're trapped inside the game, right? And they all have special skills and abilities. And really, while in their world, they were able to have 4 different people with these special abilities. In fact, in our business, you really need to have all of these abilities, and you need to have the resources to maximize those abilities. So what we're going to do is really look at how to maximize those abilities of each character. Now, you may not have that smoldering intensity of Dr. Bravestone, but you know, again, we're going to try to give you all of the resources and tools that these characters may have. Now, the first one that we're going to dig into is the super salesperson. I mean, just that look alone is like you book with me or else. And we know that sales, of course, comes down to your personality and your product knowledge and all the other things that you've gained having been in the business already. And The key, though, is what can we, as your franchise, as your host, provide you to maximize your abilities that you currently have, to get you more time to really connect with your customers. So efficiency is really what it's all about. And that's what we want to do, is to maximize your efficiency, your time, so that you can create lifelong clients. So Michelle, tell us a little bit about what Cruise Planners has to help our Jumanji players move from surviving to thriving in sales.
You know, most of you are probably using client-based or another third-party CRM platform, and it probably costs you a monthly fee. And one of the differences with Cruise Planners is that our back-end tool is proprietary, meaning we own the technology. We've actually built it. So it allows us to be nimble, which was invaluable, I gotta say, during this pandemic. We were able to make updates and changes on a daily basis, like how to manage those future cruise credits or future tour credits. We never needed to do that prior to COVID, but now we do. So we have a team of IT people that quickly were able to add this into our technology, which will show you later what we were able to do with that. And the best part is there's no additional cost. There's no monthly fee to our advisors for this robust tool. One of our advisors' favorite tools is our travel sheets. And these is a dynamic tool that with just a few clicks of a button, it creates these beautiful, detailed, interactive quote sheets. The information could include things like a promotional comparison tool, ships and cabin details, interactive maps, tour information. It even includes property amenities, and even a book now button where your clients can book with one click. Again, no extra charge to our Cruise Planner advisors. Another fan favorite is our triggered emails, which is our communication vehicle. This is where we help you touch base with your clients up to 8 times during the buying process. You know, sometimes you book people 8 to 10 months in advance, you take their deposit, you really don't talk to them again until it's time for final payment. Well, with this trigger email, it actually talks to your clients throughout the buying process up to 8 times. So these triggers are automatically sent during the various stages of the sales cycle. Like it will go out and tell your customer final payment is due. Or after they've made final payment, another trigger goes out and says, hey, it's time to check in online. And then that link takes them directly to the cruise line check-in page. So they don't have to scour around to try to figure out how they do check online. And then we have one where when they're sailing, a couple days into the cruise, we send them, hey, don't forget to book on board. And then when they come home, a welcome home message, along with various other communications that we want to talk to throughout the buying process. Another industry first was our Cruise Planner mobile technology. So we have 2 apps. The first one is the agent app, which is called CP Max Mobile. And if you can imagine, it's your entire business in the palm of your hand through an app. And yes, it works with both Android and Apple, but it's a secure way for our agents to get access to their business information. It's solely your agency, so we know we have a lot of agents, so you're not going to get somebody else's information or client's data. So let's say you're traveling and a customer calls and asks a question and you're out on tour, let's say. You can literally go through your app, look, find out the information your customer wants, either respond to them, send them a confirmation or whatever you need to directly from your phone. And the second app is for your client. And this is a consumer-friendly portal. We call it My Trips. And that is for your consumer to go on anytime they want to see not only their current trip, but any past or future trips they have as well. So pretty powerful stuff.
It is actually amazing because you're literally your whole business is in your hand. We have people who, while they're on an African safari, are booking African safaris, or they're booking cruises around the world while they're traveling around the world. So it is truly mobile. So remember, if you will, that we've got our scorecard. And again, just wanted to mention that if you didn't use that link, we've got that QR code up there again. As Michelle mentioned, you need 2 devices, so you can do it on your phone if you're watching along with us, or go to that website. All right, well, let's go ahead with that challenge game, and again, play along as we go through this. And again, you can now go back and answer those first 4 questions. So we've given you some great information on the technology side of some of the things that help you with your sales. But now let's dig into the next special skill, and that, of course, really comes down to marketing. Obviously, again, everything that happens in this business starts with finding and having a customer react to you and say that they want to do business with you. So marketing becomes such an important skill. And so we want to give you all of the resources and the unique marketing that we have. We don't rely on another third party to do our marketing. They are unique just to us. And so again, if you've got these great special sales skills, that's wonderful, but you've got to have some clients to use those with. So it all starts with marketing. And so again, it can be such a time suck, though, is that, you need to do it, you've got to get people's attention, but is there a way to make it more efficient? What do you think, Michelle?
Well, how many of you have felt like this on a daily basis? I know we all have, right? But we know that our advisors are busy, and one of the reasons they join Cruise Planners is because of our robust marketing programs. And we have so many programs, Scott, way too many to share today, that's for sure. But we wanted to show you a few that are completely turnkey. And what we mean by completely turnkey is they're hands-free. Our advisors do not do anything because we want them to take their time to keep selling travel and not worrying about how many pieces do I have to mail and where's the list and whatever. And because we have that proprietary CRM tool, that back office tool, we're able to generate the reports for them, pull the information, and get their marketing out on the street. This is like having a team of people working behind the scenes for you. And the best part is it doesn't cost a nickel extra for you to do most of our marketing. So Scott, share the first marketing program with them.
We are big believers in direct mail, and it's one of our most popular programs. We call it the full sales program. And it's funny, there was a period of time there when emails started to become popular that people said, direct mail, it's going to be passe. And I've got to say that direct mail today, just in general, is more popular and more effective than it ever has been. I mean, don't we all still love getting something in the mail and touching it? And again, with the products that we sell, that getting a piece that comes from Cruise Planners, as you can tell just by the little examples that we have on there, these are spectacular and they inspire people to want to plan their next vacation. We have an in-house team that does all of the creative. So again, they're unique. No one else is going to get these unless they're coming from Cruise Planners. And so we go through their database to figure out who the perfect customer is to receive each of these pieces. So it's based on a number of different data points that we get the right piece out to the right person at the right time. And again, we do a number of these emails throughout the entire year, and there's no charge to you. We, plus our suppliers, underwrite the whole program for you.
And then Scott, you talked about email. So tell them about our travel deals and our luxury deals.
Well, once again, as Michelle said, the beauty of this is completely turnkey, that once you sign up a customer, or a customer signs themselves up, we even have an automated process for that through an automated lead form that we could probably spend another half an hour on. But we actually have a program that once they come into your database, they're now going to get weekly emails from us. And these, again, are very creatively designed. They're really appealing. They show offers on, again, all kinds of different types of travel, exclusive programs that we have, as well as luxury programs. So again, we've just got every aspect of that communication to the emails done so that you don't have to think about it, and your customers aren't going to forget about you. So again, it allows you to choose which deal your client would want to receive, and that they include all of these travel, cruise, land, interactive videos, everything being delivered to them. Michelle? Oh, it's
And
up. Yeah, let me continue it. I missed on the social media. Sorry. Hey, and social media platform. Let me tell you that obviously so many of consumers today are active on social media. They want to communicate via social media, and you're going to inspire them to travel via social media. Well, we again have a turnkey program called CP Social, and we post up to 4 times a week on your behalf. We've got multiple platforms that those are posted to: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., and even the ability to add to Google My Business. So it helps with your SEO searches. It's, once again, hands-free, happens automatically, beautiful images, beautiful messages, and no cost to you.
so I hope you all are getting that the key to some of our success is the fact that we do so much for our agents. We want them to sell travel and not worry about having to post to social media and send out direct mail or email. And then another program we have, another amazing tool, is our Cruise Planner magazine. And we print this twice a year, winter and summer. And we, again, to Scott's point, everybody likes to get something in the mailbox. And so it's really cool when they open it up. And, you know, the magazine not only has cruise, it has tour. There's a digital version as well. It has exclusive offers. We add special gifts in there with purchase and a chance to win a free cruise with every issue. It is definitely a fan favorite. And how many of you have a free website available? I bet you not many. One with an actual cruise booking engine, one that is updated to show the latest promotions, a place where your customers can register for one of your private group trips, customized with your contact information. Well, our advisors have websites that are award-winning. And again, some of them are not tech savvy, so they don't have to do anything, and the site is always fresh and updated. But those of you that are a little more techy and want to add to your site, you can add additional pages or information or your groups. And so there's a lot of leeway there for you to enhance that site if again, you want to. So Scott?
I think really they are, once again, the term is turnkey. The beauty is you basically get this for free once you become a Cruise Planner franchise, and we do all the updating. From that point forward, we'll put in all of the current offers, all of the specials that we get because of our buying power. Everything is going to be taken care of for you on those websites. And not to mention the group thing, as Michelle mentioned, you know, if you do groups, and we highly recommend that those travel advisors do a few groups a year, it really allows you to do the full registration. People can register on board or on your site, get information on the cruise or the tour, whatever it might be. So these are completely turnkey and really do set you apart. Well, let's continue with the game card and take a look once again at the game card, and pull it up there with the QR code, or look at your phone. And now you can answer the questions 5 through 9, where we've asked about, again, some of the marketing that you either may or may not have available through your current host. And so again, we recommend that you answer those questions honestly. Take a look at the questions 5 through 9. And now let's jump into the next special skills. And those special skills are really about being an analytical advisor. Now that might be a little overwhelming and sound a little scary at some point, because you know, a lot of us, we love travel. We got into this because we love travel, and we can't wait to help people. And so we know that, okay, sales is part of that, and we know we've got to get to people marketing. But let's also face it, a business and running a business means numbers. You've got to look at numbers. You've got to look at them. And the bottom line is you can't manage what you can't measure. And so it's important that you have really data-driven decision making. And that comes down to everything within your business. So obviously we can look at your annual sales and your commission earnings. Those become kind of the top line of, yeah, everything leads to a sale, everything leads to commission earnings. But you need to look at every aspect of your business of what is affecting that bottom line. So it really is checking every aspect of your business and having the ability of finding that easily. So you should be able to look at not only past purchase behavior of your clients, but the key metrics that are tied to them, and having data that again allows you to get your message to the right person at the right time, and also to track how you effectively can set up your marketing plans. And again, plan being the key word here. And the reason it's the key word is that we have actually automated a marketing plan system. And as far as we know, we're the only organization in all of travel that actually has a automated marketing plan. And what it basically means is you can put in all the various efforts that you might do. Now, it might be a marketing plan for a group. It might be just your overall annual marketing plan or for the next month. And you can put in all the various things you plan on doing, from BNI groups to direct mail to email to other gatherings, whatever it might be, and put that all together and create a marketing plan that you can then follow. But more than that, it'll actually then give you the statistics of how well it's working. So you can actually see how many leads did I get from that, and then how many sales did I get from that particular marketing effort, and then how did that affect my future business. So again, imagine you don't have to try to track all this and figure all these things out to make this all work. You've got this all captured in a tool that then automatically populates with all of the results of that marketing. So no more Excel spreadsheets to try to track all that. It's all built into the system. And in addition to that, we use those marketing plans and then allow you to automate or automated system to create a co-op proposal. So again, if you're going to be doing some aggressive marketing and some good marketing in your area, obviously the suppliers are ready to help you, and they certainly want to participate in cruise nights or tour nights or whatever other things you're doing. And instead of picking up the phone and kind of, you're open to do something, we now can present a professional, laid out co-op proposal that you can take to your business development manager and show them, this is what your plans are, these are what the goals of the program are, and this is how much you're requesting. So again, having a complete marketing plan and then the ability to request and manage co-op dollars is really a critical skill to build your business and to survive in this crazy world of Jumanji. So information, goals, plans, and then the trackability of all that is absolutely key. So again, the more you can personalize your messages, the better. And all of this data is going to allow you to do that. So Michelle, how do we make that happen on the client side?
Yeah, well, we all know, Scott, that analytics is one of the most important aspects of your business. And using the data is key to success. There's so many home-based agents that I talk to that I ask them, what's your cruise volume, or what's, how much land do you do? And they go, I don't know, I can't track it. And that's at the simplest form. What we're doing is we're taking that up 100 notches. Okay, think about this. You have a client. How would you like to know their buying habits? Like, when does your client typically travel? But more importantly, when does your client typically book their travel? What is their age category? What's their income level? Their propensity to spend on travel? And I know this is a lot to navigate through. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Because we feel so strongly about customer data that we actually pay for it for our advisors. Advisors typically have some knowledge. You know who your clients are, and you know your luxury clients from your family market, and it helps you sell. But do you really know your clients? We call this CP Insights because it's an insight into really who your client is. So it's a segmentation tool that allows you to get information about your clients so that you can really ask them, you're not going to ask them what their income range is. You do kind of know what their age is, but what is their lifestyle? Are they married? Are they empty nesters? Are they retired? What about clients that are in your database that you've never booked before? Maybe you got them at a travel show, or a friend of a friend, or you went somewhere and you collected names. How do you know what to market and send to them? You don't. You just kind of like throw spaghetti against the wall, right? But at Cruise Planners, we want to make sure that you have insight as to who these people are. And it gives you that data to make those decisions when you're spending those marketing dollars, to make sure they're spent in the most efficient way possible, to ensure that you aren't way off target when you're trying to send out some type of marketing. Like, you know, luxury clients don't want you to send them the 3-night Bahama Mama marketing piece. And if you do, they're saying, wow, my agent doesn't really know who we are. So we code each household. And the 2 examples here are the comfortable retirement suburban couples. And they're at moderate income tier. Or we've got that affluent suburbanite in a high income tier. Well, there's 70 different codes so that we can identify who we want to market to with a specific promotion. And Scott, I can't imagine anybody, but everybody would love to have this information at their fingertips when they're selling, because it allows our advisors to suggest a suite or an upgrade to a customer who typically buys a balcony, and it allows us to market on behalf to that right customer. So think about how powerful this tool is. So, okay, let's update our Jumanji Challenge checklist. You can now answer questions 10 through 12. Scott, back over to you.
All right, brilliant. Well, we hope you're enjoying that scorecard, and again, you probably are noticing that we've got some pretty spectacular things in our quiver, I'll say, as to help you through all of this Jumanji game that we're in the middle of. And this last one of the special skills we call the Inspired Innovator. Jack Black, of course, representing that. And that, you know, in today's world, and of course we use the term pivot a lot over the last year. You probably have heard that one over and over. But really, the other side of the pivot is that you have to pivot to something, right? You've got to come up with something that is different. And to be an innovator is so important in our business. Now, you can have your own innovations and your own ideas, but the good news is when you're with Cruise Planners, we are doing a lot of innovation constantly, so that we can be your inspired innovator and work with you to, again, implement your inspiration and the things that you are coming up with. So again, we're always looking for what can we do next? What can we do different to set you as a Cruise Planner franchise aside and to give you the special resources and tools to make you be successful in this crazy game of Jumanji. So Michelle, what are a couple of those programs that really set our advisors apart?
So one of the first ones is milestones. And I know this sounds so simple, but we created an entire program around it. Because if your client is celebrating a big birthday or an anniversary, it's a proven fact that those people that are celebrating those will spend more on that one trip than they normally do on their annual vacation. This is most likely when they're going to take that bucket list vacation. Like people say, when I turn 50, I'm going to Europe. Okay, well, when otherwise they typically take a balcony cabin, maybe in the Caribbean. So couple the data that I just showed you with the propensity to spend with a milestone vacation, and you're now personalizing to your customers' needs. And guess what? You're more likely to make a big fat commission check as well. So make sure you're marketing to your customers with that right offer at the right time by anticipating their milestones and using that customer data to inform them about and use your marketing efforts to touch base with them. So we typically do these hot lists, not the month before their 50th birthday. We're doing it 8 months before their 50th birthday. Maybe they want to go to Europe, or maybe they want to take a big group or friends and family along with them to celebrate. You know, and by the way, we send this information hands-free for our cruise planners. It's an automated email. And like I said, we created an entire program around it. And it absolutely starts the conversation with the client. We also do these. Remember, I said at the beginning of this presentation that we needed to do something with future cruise credits or future tour credits. Customers are holding those FCCs. And by the way, we automatically get a feed from the cruise and tour companies to keep us updated. So we know who still has the future cruise credit and who's redeemed them. And we're sending out reminders to those people. So let's say they have XYZ cruise, future cruise credits. We're sending on the behalf of our advisors to their customers, anyone that's holding XYZ cruise lines, future cruise credit, with their promotion deal, whatever it is that we want to communicate with their client about that future cruise credit. So we're not mixing it up with all marketing. We're saying, hey, you're holding this future cruise credit. Now's a great time to redeem that. So we're sending these reminders, and again, with current promotions, all customized to the advisor with their contact information.
Well, and I'll tell you that one of the things that really everybody needs to have as a goal is to know as much about your customers as possible to get to that personal, or we might even call one-to-one kind of marketing. And so the question is, do you really know what your clients like to do? So as Michelle said, there's a lot of information we provide through CP Insights, but sometimes you need to know, well, are they a foodie, but do they like adventure travel or golf travel? And so again, if you could capture all of that information, just imagine how powerful your marketing could be to be able to target in on that. Well, we have that. We have what's called the Where to Next survey. And again, we send this out. We have contests every quarter to give away gift cards for customers who fill this in. Because once you have that information, again, it allows you to market to them on a one-to-one basis. So let me give you an example. If you had a client that was interested in Italy as an example and wanted to go to Italy some point in the future, it allows you to really start to market the right destination to that customer. So we ask them the type of travel they want to go to and as the survey says, where they want to go next, right? So again, there's a huge ability to reach out to customers because information is power, and with that power and data, again, you can reach them and innovate and or rather inspire them to pick up the phone or send you an email and say, let's talk about the next vacation. But then again, we even take that one step further, don't we, Michelle?
We do, and the last program which that survey feeds into is called Where to Next, and it's an event. And this all came about because of COVID. I mean, didn't Zoom become our very best friend this year? I didn't even know what Zoom was before COVID. And some of you might have already had those travel nights with your local BDMs via the Zoom and invited your customer base. Well, that's exactly what we did, but we supersized it. So first of all, we knew our agents were so busy, and I'm sure many of you were too, canceling bookings, making changes. You had no time on your hands. Our agents were pulling their hair out, but we wanted to have some positive travel messages, and we wanted to inspire people to book future travel. So on behalf of our advisors, we gathered the information, we created the presentations, we went out and got exclusive promotions and offers. We sent out invitations to their clients, and again, using that same data that we picked up along the way. After the event was over, we sent follow-up emails. We sent, if somebody signed up and they didn't show up, we sent them a link to the presentation with promotions attached to it. And I'm happy to say this was a huge success for cruise planners, and one that we are going to continue on throughout 2021 and beyond. It was so well received. Agents were doing nothing and clients were calling saying, hey, I would like to know more information about that. And if there's a promotion, I'd like to book it. So it went over really, really well. Again, there is sometimes, Scott, that little light at the end of the tunnel, and this was it.
It really was. And this is going to continue. Obviously it was created because of the COVID scenario, but we're going to do this for years in the future because it's just a great way to get a message across. And as Michelle said,
and it worked.
Yeah, and it totally turnkey. And that's the beauty is that we'll tell you the right customers to send the invitation. We'll send the invitation for you. It really is just as turnkey as possible. Well, let's go ahead and look at the scorecard once again. You can now answer questions 13 through 16, and again, I think you can see where this is going, and we can tell you we want to wrap this up a little bit with the last slide here around Jumanji really talks about our entire team of people that are behind you. So again, there's no real success when you try to do this on your own. So to have an entire team of well over 100 folks that work at our home office, not one of us sells travel. The entire organization has one purpose in mind, and that is to help you become successful. And so when we talk about support, again, it's not just all of the marketing and the technology, which, by the way, that technology is completely proprietary, only available through Cruise Planners. And when you have a great idea, we listen and actually put that into practice within our technology right away. So the support, however, beyond that is spectacular. We have coaches that are assigned to you. We provide ongoing, of course, webinars, training, other programs, but it really is a spectacular support program that we believe is the best in the industry to help you become more successful. We have, again, as I mentioned, personal business coaches, and again, they're going to do all kinds of different types of opportunities to get together and help you set goals and keep track and help you watch the different metrics that you need to watch to get to those goals. So with our Zoom and Bloom talks and our book business reviews, Let's Talk, there's just always an ability for not only one-on-ones, but different group programs also that, again, make our support so unique. Now, I know that in some cases, all of this sounds really good, but in the back of your mind, you might be saying, oh, but franchise, franchise just sounds scary. Well, it doesn't have to be. A franchise basically is a business model, certainly an incredibly proven business model, as we've all done business with franchises for years and years. And what it does do is allows us to bring a brand, a very strong brand that the consumer can recognize, that, again, we can do all the marketing that we're talking about because of that common brand, and it allows us to go to the market quicker than most our competitors. And so, again, you've got that amazing brand recognition. And by the way, when it comes to franchising, we have been listed for 18 years in a row in the Franchise 500 as the top travel franchise available. And again, that's for 18 years. And we're actually in one of the top 30 of all franchises. So an extraordinary achievement. And certainly, again, there's some huge benefits to being in a franchise. But when I talk about branding in particular, I do want to point out that little blue box there that you might recognize. Well, that little blue box carries a big punch. There is no doubt that consumers know what that American Express brand is, and it gives you instant credibility. It is so important, and certainly a benefit of being a part of Cruise Planners is that we are part of the American Express Travel Network. And again, it provides some extraordinary benefits to you because of the blue box and some of the programs that they have. Michelle?
So like Scott said, a franchise offers that proven system. Our system has been developed over the last 27 years, and we know it works. We have that proprietary system, which takes your business to the next level with our technology, our incredible marketing. Again, that business development coaching is, we call out. We don't wait for you to call in and ask questions. We're making sure that you feel that you are part of a family, and that we're looking at you to help you grow your business. It's not based on you just coming in and taking your business to whatever level. We're there for you. We're in this together. You can see we don't charge a lot of fees. So we have to rely on you to sell travel. And when you sell travel, that's the only way we make and earn money. So again, we're in this together. So the support system is proactive, not reactive. And again, you can call into our system to ask questions, but we're also, like Scott said, we're there to make sure that these 4 pillars of success are put in place just so that we can all take your business to whatever level you are looking to take it. And so,
all
Scott,
right, well, let's finish up the Jumanji Challenge here. You can now answer questions 17 through 20, again, with that QR code, and again, I think you can kind of see how you did, right? I mean, how did you compare? And again, we think that we've got a very unique set of resources that when you calculate there, you're going to see how we scored and how you scored your host. And again, if you are not affiliated with a company that can provide all of the 4 skill sets, all of the pillars that Michelle just talked about, and all of the incredible tools at no cost that are available to you to build your business, then we really ask you to contact us, ask as many questions as you might have. And again, I think you're going to find it costs less than you think. And we actually, again, are very interested in bringing in people who are already in the industry, which are yourselves. Certainly, we bring in a lot of folks from outside of the industry, but because, again, of your already ability and knowledge in the industry, we know that that's an advantage to us, and it gives you an advantage to take advantage of all of the resources we just showed you. So we have already a low-cost franchise, but again, for a very limited time, for seasoned travel advisors, you can actually qualify to receive the franchise for free. Now, again, this is normally almost a $10,000 franchise, and again, because of your experience, if you're qualified, we again can offer the franchise to you at no cost up front. So an extraordinary opportunity to join really the best franchise, and I'll say even the best host agency that is available in the industry today. And again, it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got all the things that we've talked about throughout this presentation. And I've got to tell you, I have worked for a number of other host agencies. I've run the largest host agency in the country before, and been with the large web-based host agencies. And I always tell Michelle this, and this isn't just to kiss up here, I'll say, is that, you know, we really do have the best support programs, marketing programs, sales support systems that I have ever seen. And again, I really hope that you will take some time and dig into this. Go to our franchise that's listed there on the slide. Dig a little deeper, pick up the phone and call us. We'd love to talk to you and show you how we can really help you, well, win the game of Jumanji that we're all in the midst of here. And again, to position yourself for what we know is going to be an incredible demand for travel that we all are feeling right now, and we know it's coming. So again, with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Joni and see if we had any questions come in, and Michelle and I will be happy to take a few questions. Joni, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, both of you. That was great and lots of fun as well. I love the game. That's very cool the way you put that together. I do have to just say before I hit up to some of these questions, we do a fair amount of webinars, and this was one of the things I really loved about this was the fact that I could see both of you while you were speaking. I know it sounds crazy, but honestly, so many times it's just the voice. Like, I know you guys can't see me, which would be scary if you did. So it's a good thing you can't. But looking at you and seeing the smiles on your faces and the enthusiasm that you have for our industry and for your company, it's really encouraging. I hope everybody that was on here today felt the same way as I did about it. Just seeing your smiling, happy faces was a huge piece of this for me today, for sure. But I do have some questions, so I'll get to those and stop my rambling on. How about the first one? Since you just talked about this a little bit, Scott, about the franchise fee, can you tell me how much it costs to join Clue Spotters if you're not a seasoned travel advisor?
So we do have varying levels of price depending on what your background and what your experience is in the industry. So as I say, if you've been in the industry, you're experienced, and you've got a reasonable size of book of business, it can be free. We have a $695 program. We have a $3,995 program of somebody that maybe you've only been in the industry for a short period of time. So again, call us up, let us know. But we think that probably most of the folks that are on this call who've been in the industry a while, already selling, you already have a book of business, you'll probably be able to take advantage of this great offer of joining for free. So again, reach out, let us know, but you're going to, no matter what, with a travel industry background, you're going to save a tremendous amount of money on.
And I think you have to look at it a little differently, Joni, is the fact that we do have a monthly fee, and the monthly fee is $70 a month. And that is for everything you've seen and everything we've mentioned. So we don't nickel and dime our agents. But the beauty part of it is look and write down how much each one of these particular things are costing you in your current at your current host. If there's marketing, if you have a website, if you have a back-end office tool, how much does all of that cost you per month? And as you saw with all of the slides that we showed you, most of them said no fee, no fee, no fee, no extra cost, no extra cost. So I think you have to look at it, across the board. Of course, we give the highest commission levels. We wouldn't be in business if we couldn't compete with all the other hosts out there. So we're just a little bit of a different model, and we're a franchise model. And by us all doing business under one brand, we become a huge force in the industry, which we have been. So by joining us, we're able to put all of this resource behind you because we are so large.
That's
and
so great information, Michelle. That makes so much sense to me. I hope everybody really heard that well and realizes that, when you take a look at $70 a month is literally nothing. And if for all those things that you've included, it's phenomenal. It's an amazing opportunity. And I personally, and I'm sure everybody on this call probably knows the strength that Cruise Planners has in this industry. You are leaders without question. So good name to have behind you for sure. So I do have another couple questions if you guys can help with these. Next one I have, somebody's asking, how about land? Can you give us a little indication about your selling land?
Well, go ahead. Well, yeah, I was just going to say, obviously the name Cruise Planners, you might think, well, obviously we're a big producer of cruisers, no question. We're one of the top producers with just about every major cruise line. But you might be a little surprised to find out that we are also, if not the top, one of the top performers or providers of sales for just about every major wholesaler, all-inclusive resorts. We give you an example, are the #1 seller in the world of sandals. So that should give you a great indication of the kind of business that we do. In addition, we have extraordinary relationships and sales volume with the Travel Corporation, which is Trafalgar and Insight Tours, Globus, a great relationship there. So again, our business in the escorted tour side, the all-inclusive world has grown certainly tremendously over the last year, but it's a big piece of our business and getting bigger. So we have all of the, again, best commission rates, best programs, offers, relationships. So again, we certainly cover the gamut from cruise to land to escorted tours, everything you can imagine there.
Wonderful. I think that's really good information. Thank you. It is with the name Cruise Planners. I'm sure it does come to mind for some people. I've known that you guys do a heck of a lot of land, but it's great in this market that we're in right now with all the changes that are taking place with our COVID situation. It's really good to know you have a big basket for people to buy from here that they can get into. So I do want to just mention, if anybody has any other questions, any of our attendees, feel free to put them over in the question box, because I'm going to just take another one here. But if you have any, just go ahead and toss those in there and I'll be sure to get through them. I'm going to ask you a question about your split in commission. Can you tell me how does your split compare to other hosts?
Yeah, I'll jump in on this one. It's interesting that that question, of course, always comes up, and it's always something that everyone kind of starts with, right? Well, what's the split? And as we know, every host agency has come out with, their various different split programs and have tried to compete in reference to that, all the way from where it's a 70-30 split to an 80-20 split to a 90-10, and then, oh no, we don't take any, but we charge a fee, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, makes it a little difficult to compare. Here's the reality. We, as a franchise, use the term royalty instead of a commission split. But we are very competitive. As Michelle said earlier, we have to compete. We obviously do compete. And so our split is, we have a 3% royalty, which sounds very different, of course, than a split. And if you were to look at it, you'd probably say it's somewhere in that 85% 15 type of split in terms of if you were to compare apples to apples. But really, that's the last comparison of apples to apples, because to Michelle's point earlier, is it really, what you do need to look at is not just what is the split for the business you have on the books today, but are you with an organization that's going to help you get significantly more business? And again, the beauty of our royalty also is it begins to decrease with your volume, actually all the way down to 0. So at a certain volume level, you're getting 100%, no split whatsoever. So again, we reward.
It comes to the fact, what's the commission split? What does it cost you for all of your tools and marketing? And then time saver, what is your host doing for you to get the message out or the marketing out to your consumers? How much of that are you doing? So I think it's like a threefold decision. It's, are you getting the best commissions? Are you getting the best technology and marketing? And are you saving time through your host? And so to Scott's point, we were both travel advisors for years, so we kind of understand what each and every one of you do every single day. We don't sit in an ivory tower. I think what I've tried to do over the last 27 years was to say, what can we do to make our advisors' jobs easier for them to do business, and to take as much as we can off of their plates, which in turn have made them hugely successful. And I think that is the secret to what we do.
Perfect. Thank you. I do have one more question, and then we'll go ahead to our exciting prize time. This question is just about air transportation. So, and also FITs, which is a good question. So do you guys do that, or is there a way to do it through you, or?
Yeah, I think, again, it's important to understand that we sell travel, right? So every aspect of travel can be sold, and but when it comes to air, obviously we don't put an emphasis on going to market to just sell air. As we all know, there's not a lot of opportunity there, but we do have a system built right into our automation where you can book pretty much all air travel at very competitive rates. We, of course, have relationships with consolidators, et cetera, also. And on the FIT side, yes, and that's actually kind of a booming part of our business. We're seeing more and more of that, and we have very good relationships with companies that kind of help with that part of finding resorts and transportation and putting all those packages together. So we are seeing a growth there. I think part of it, again, is the outgrowth of the world that we've been over this last year. People are doing more custom things and maybe traveling in a bubble. And so we have the relationships, again, with all of the vendors necessary to put together fabulous custom trips, from safaris to again, month-long trips in Europe or whatever the case might be. You can book all of that through cruise planners. We have agencies that do the majority of their business that way. So certainly, again, any kind of travel. I will say leisure travel is kind of where we draw the line. We're really not in the corporate travel business. We don't pretend to be. But if you're selling leisure, we've got the relationships and we've got the support to help you.
Perfect. That's a perfect answer to that question. Thank you. That was a great question too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to our prize giveaway, and you've so generously offered a $50 gift card, and that's so nice of you guys. American Express gift card, no less. And I'm excited for someone to win that. So I have a question, but I'm not going to ask it. I'm going to let either Scott or Michelle, you guys choose, ask the question. And then folks, on your right-hand side of the panel, on your screen, you'll see the question box. I need you to type in your answer to the question fast, and I'm going to be taking the fifth person, and I'm the only one that can see these, so you're just going to have to trust me. I'm going to grab number 5, and then I will announce that person. And I just do want to let all of you know too, this session has been recorded, so you will be able to access this on our websites, and I believe there's also going to be some information available from cruise planners on that as well. So for those of you who are interested in watching it again, because it's just such great information, I'm sure you all want to watch it again and kind of get it all down. All right, so go for it. Who's going to ask that question?
All right. So what is the square root of, no, we're just kidding. We're going to give you a softball question. Michelle, what's our question?
I think it's a tough one. You guys are going to have to really think about this. But what is cruise planner's favorite color? You had to have been paying attention.
Or I should say, if you've been in the industry at all for the for the last 27 years, you will know when this particular team shows up in this particular color, you know it. So this was definitely a softball.
Well, we've got almost all of them got the correct answer, so I have to pick number 5, and that would be I want to award this to Camille Venturo. Camille, congratulations. Yes, the answer is green.
There we go.
Green. And if you didn't know that, you know it now, because you'll notice that Michelle is wearing green, and she typically does wear green when she's out in our industry speaking. Scott, do you have green on? I'm not seeing it. Oh, phew.
Right
Well,
there, the whole
you know,
logo, not
it's
only
good
just
it's not
green.
St. Patrick's Day, and I'd be looking to pinch you guys. Anyways, Michelle, fantastic. Scott, I do have one last question before we close out today, and that is, I wanted to ask each of you a personal question. Not really personal, but kind of inspirational question. You guys have been around for a long time in our industry, and I've had the pleasure of working with you for so long, and it's truly been an honor. And I know that in your mind, you know what people need to be thinking about right now moving forward. It's a tough time. We're getting through it. We're on the other side of it almost. I know I can feel it coming, but I know that we still wake up in the morning sometimes and have those days. So if you could share an inspirational, they don't know anything about this, folks. This is something I'm just throwing off the cuff. So I may get a bad email from them later, but but I just know you guys have so many amazing things to share. So Michelle, what would you say that could be an inspiring thought first? You go first.
So here's what I would tell you is don't stop marketing. We never stop. Certainly when we first got into, the COVID situation, it was more, soft marketing. We're here for you to our customers, hang in there, things are going to get better. But I'm telling you, as of June or July of last summer, we started full-fledged marketing. Like, where do you want to go? Obviously we didn't realize that it was going to last as long as it has. We pivoted. We're selling the heck out of all-inclusives. We even started selling RV rentals because that's what our customers wanted. So reach out. Your customers do not want to stay home this summer, let's say, even the holiday season, that we're going through right now. They don't want to stay home. They want to travel. They're looking to you to say, where can I travel? If you're not reaching out to them, then they're either calling direct or they're finding another advisor who seems to be more aggressive. And again, just communicate with your customers. Don't stop. To Joni's point, we're almost there. We know we're almost there. And make sure that you're calling your best customers and setting them up for travel for at least summertime on.
Great advice. All right, Mr. Koepf.
Well, I'm going to pick up right on what Michelle is saying there and take it to the next level. One of the things that happened pre-COVID, but I think it was actually a major change in our industry, is when and ASTA was kind of a leader on this, actually, of changing the term from agent to advisor. And when you think about that really is the role that we have. And I think that's going to become even more important as we come through this last year that we've come through, is that really the role you're going to have is to get to know that customer. So as Michelle said, the key is to communicate, right? Is to communicate in every way, shape, and form to make sure that you are remembered when they start to think about vacations again. And everybody, that's a different time. Every consumer, or some of them are not only thinking about it now, they're going to travel next week. And some of them are like, well, yeah, I'm going to travel but a year from now. In either case, they still want to start the program. And my suggestion is to, and this might be a change of thought, is to not just reach out to them and say, well, what can I send you on a quote, or what can I give you information? See if you can set an appointment to sit down with them and just get to know your customer. And again, if it's not sitting down literally in today's world, it's on the phone, or it's just to learn more. In other words, think of it like a financial advisor. A financial advisor would never just say, well, I'm going to have you buy a whole bunch of McDonald's stock, because they would have no clue why you even would want to invest, or what your goals are, or what you want to do down the road. Again, the best thing to think about when you think about a financial advisor is that they never think short term. They always think if you meet with a good financial advisor, they're saying, okay, well, what are we going to do 5 years from now? What do you want to do 10 years from now? What's the goal? And travel is very similar to that. We call it bucket list, but as we all know, that bucket has come a lot closer. People aren't waiting until they're near the bucket. They're definitely now saying, I want to do those kind of trips sooner. So the more you can find out what those trips are, what they really want to do this year, next year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you are putting yourself into a position to really get to the kind of client relationships that are going to make you the most money in this business versus just throwing things, out and trying to get people to close on business. So take all of that communications advice that Michelle gave you in terms of reaching out, but then the key is, what do you do with it when they actually raise their hand? And don't just send them a quote. Spend some time, get together with them, and you can tell them right up front, my goal is to be your lifelong travel advisor, not just to sell you your next trip. And I think it'll be a huge change for our industry.
Wow. Thank you both. That I'm so glad I asked you for that information. That was great. Really, really good. I'm sure everybody else is too. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here. All of you agents that are on the call or on the webinar, so appreciate you staying here and listening to this amazing presentation and for your time today. And Scott, Michelle, friends, so happy to have had you here. And thank you so much for your time today. It means so much to
We
us.
appreciate it.
See you guys
Johnny,
later. Have a good one.
bye-bye.
Bye.